Hello. My name. Can you hear my guitar at all? If I play guitar,
If you're talking at the same time, no. But if you're just playing guitar, I think so. Yes.
I see. My name is Kurt.
No,
And this is Darren.
It blocks it out. It sucks.
That's lame. That's like probably for the best. Kurt, this is Darren. We are the Atherstone Games team. We are designing a game, and we're here to design games and chew gum, and we're all out of gum.
That's true.
So
I don't even chew gum.
yeah. You don't chew gum? Have you ever chewed gum? Was that ever a thing you did?
Like, only because there's just gum around and you would, like, try things, but then since... No.
Yeah.
No, I don't like
It's good for your teeth.
Is it really?
It's good for your teeth. Yeah. Gets rid of, like, the... You know, the plaque and all that stuff. Yeah, what? As long as it's not too sweet, and the sugar doesn't stay there. But that's what I've heard. And I come from a long line of dentists. I don't know if you know this about my family.
I do know about that, about your family.
It's very weird. How was your week, Darren? How are things going?
That's a great question. I think good, actually. We did loads of work the past week, so that's been good.
Yeah. The book is getting written. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, it is getting written. Yeah, I'm gonna flash some secrets on the screen in a minute, so you can see how much is getting written.
Yeah. Now, if you've never written a game book, folks at home, the hardest part about writing a book is writing a book.
Yeah, it really is.
It's it's fun. Okay, all right. Tell me if you feel this way.
Yeah.
I often hate writing, but I love having written.
Yeah, I also
Does that make sense?
I also love pontificating about what we might write. Like these streams,
yeah, sure.
And when we discuss like ideas about how the world works and that kind of stuff, that's what I enjoy the most. And then second to that is having written, yes. And then third is definitely
because
writing.
Because when you're in media res, right? Sometimes you just fucking go insane because you're like, is that the right way to say? You know, it's the bon mot. Like, are you familiar with that? Les bon mots.
I have no idea what
if I'm saying it right.
I don't even know what. Are you talking about writing?
Yeah, writing. Well, both. The writing, about the writing process. It's this idea that in writing you're trying to find the right word, the good word, le bon mot, which was proffered by Gustave Flaubert, the author of Madame Bovary. And he would spend hours finding like the right word. But you know, that's back when they paid you $4 and that paid for 3 months of rent. So this is a different time. But having written, when you like write something and you're done with it and you're proud of it, that's cool, right? Like that's why you do it. But getting to that point is tough. And I think it goes like this.
Yeah,
so,
honestly, like I still feel it's crazy that we're making a book. I don't want this to be everyone now losing confidence in us as a team, because it's quite the opposite. It's more that, well, we've already made a whole bunch of books, right? And I still don't know quite how it works. We just do it, you know. It just you take it one piece at a time. You plan how the book works. You've all seen that on stream, what we've been planning for the past year, and then you take bit by bit section, and then you write it, and at the same time you're getting all the art coming in, which you're all seeing on stream, and then it goes to a layout artist, and at some point you realize, oh, we've written everything. We've got all the artwork, and then the book gets assembled, and then you pay a factory, and then it gets made, and then it gets delivered, and then it's a book. Yeah, it's all project management, I guess.
Have we talked about that quote from Scott F. Fitzgerald, the author of Great Gatsby, about what writing is like? I think it's Scott F. Fitzgerald. He says that writing is like driving in a car with fog like 2 feet in front of your car, and all you can see is 2 feet in front of you and the road, but you make the whole journey that way. Like it's like you only see this much in front of you all the time, but somehow if you're safe and you do your due diligence and you don't go too fast and too slow, you make it home. And that's what it's always like. And it's scary too, right? When you're driving like that, you're like, I don't know. Like, I see what's in front of me and I'm doing it, but you're worried about the whole thing. But you just have to remember that you're driving through fog and you'll get home. So
it's funny.
Yes, if you're a writer,
heard a similar metaphor, but about a different topic. It was about judging people in history, and I guess for anyone for actions they've taken in the past with hindsight and
really what?
Yeah, I forget exactly, but it was more just that same kind of principle that at the time in the moment you're surrounded by fog, and you don't know what path you're taking. Truly, you make decisions, yes, but you don't know where they'll end up. But then, once you get to the end, then people start judging how people have done things based on the fact that they can see the whole path, and it's like, well, at the time, you can't know, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think there might be something like that in Howard Zinn's A People's History of America. Maybe. I might be misremembering, but I kind of know what you're talking about. That's because it's kind of an illusion too, right? How we look at history.
Yeah.
Like this led to this, but that's not how shit worked. It's So yeah. All right. Well, that's a bit of a lecturing and pontificating. Would you say? Was that?
Random thing. But I forget. Can you think of any words in English or Latin that have the word pont at the beginning of them?
Pontiff?
Yeah, like, pontificate.
Wait,
is pontiff like a priest?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like pontificate.
I assume they're a pontificator. Yeah.
You go on.
Punctual.
As in punctual.
No, that doesn't work. Sorry, go ahead.
So Pont is a very common toponym in Wales. Now, does chat know what toponym means?
Yeah, do you know what toponym means? I believe.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
So, guess what it is, Zilphia. What does pont mean?
No, toponym.
In topography. Oh, sorry, a toponym.
Yeah.
In this case, does that mean words that are applied to geographic locations?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So pont is a very common toponym in Wales, and it's because pont means bridge.
I see. Oh, so a pontificator is someone that bridges the gap in communication.
Yeah, and a priest is something similar, I think, or a pontiff is someone that bridges the gap between peoples or something like that, or bridges the gap between heaven and earth. I forget exactly the etymology, but it has the same root of meaning bridge. Yeah.
Would Pontiac have the same origin?
Like the car?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Sure, look it up.
Let's hear.
I would guess Native American or something similar like that. But...
Oh no, it's from Chief Pontiac.
I got it right, Native American? Yeah, cool.
Native American, yeah. you got it, bro. All right, good job.
Alright, okay, I guess that's enough meandering. What have you done the last week? Anything interesting or crazy? I went to an arcade yesterday, which was fun. Jasmine almost beat me at Tekken, which made me it got my heart racing. I was like, no way am I losing at Tekken.
Is it because she's a girl and you don't think you should lose to girls?
Because she's got no experience with the game and I do. That was all. It's like I had some experience of being a kid playing Tekken 3 for a whole year on end with my brother. So I should have some edge here. That's all. It wasn't anything like that. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I never got into Tekken because I personally never liked the controls. I was just like, how come you can't like jump higher?
You can jump really high. What do you mean?
I need to know, dude. You jump like it's like this.
Compared to
like
what?
Not like
compared to Street Fighter, yeah.
It's Street Fighter, Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think Tekken's trying to be more realistic.
Yeah.
But like with Smash Brothers Street Fighter, you have like more vertical, so it like gives you more. I think it's a game design thing. I didn't like that about Tekken, but it's more like combo based. Right, is my impression.
Yeah, it is. And then I forgot the combos, so really it was just us badly smashing. So that's kind of why it was according to us.
And that's why I like Smash, because I think Smash is the combos are more tactical.
Yeah.
Rather than.
No, Smash is cool. I just suck at it. Like no practice, so we get it.
I think it's a different skill set in the. Yeah. It's a different skill set in the fighting game genre. So, so anyway, so she almost beat you in Tekken, and
yeah. What was good though? Time Crisis is always a classic, but it's just such a quarter eater. Like,
sure.
You die so quickly in it, and there were more quarters to keep playing, and it's kind of like, I've only got many quarters to spend, so I'd rather spend it on other games just because you get a longer experience. I don't know if that's a skill issue. But, yeah.
Do you do the thing where you pretend like you're actually in Time Crisis? Like no, like you like real. That's why you're not winning in that game. You have to fucking like
yeah. But there was one new game there. There was actually one new game in this arcade. And it was this rhythm game where maybe you've seen them, where it's a ring with pads around the ring.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh cool, as a rhythm game, I could probably do that as a drummer. Although personally, I find rhythm games quite difficult in the arcade because the timing's never quite where my musical ear wants it to be. It's usually early for some reason.
Right.
But anyway, so they had this rhythm game, and I was watching Jasmine doing it. I was like, sweet, yeah, I could do that. But then when you actually do it, to be able to push the pads around the circle, you have to be really close to the machine. And then the ring in the middle that shows you where you have to pad at the right time is then like in your vision completely. And then if you're looking where the rings are going to signal where to pad, your peripheral vision doesn't cover the other side of the screen because you have to be so close to it. So then you have to really be really conscious of where you're looking to be able to keep your your memory banks where you've seen the other ones going. And it was so much more difficult than it looked from at a distance. And then we're just doing it on hard mode anyway, just for the fun of it. But it was crazy intense, and it was actually more of a workout than I thought it was going to be as well.
What's the name of the game?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, but the buttons are white, right? The buttons are white.
Yeah.
Was there anyone playing that game seriously? Where you were?
We were. What are you talking about? I was playing it seriously.
No. I mean seriously, as in like they were good. Machine. No, okay, so that game has like a community here in Japan, right? Okay. Like you'll have people waiting at the machine and they'll wear gloves.
That was us. We were waiting at the machine, but no, there was no one wearing gloves or that kind of stuff. No.
Okay, like were you wearing gloves? That's the secret.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, people wear gloves so that there's less friction when they hit the fucking thing and they slip off. So, sorry. Anyway, there's a lot of meandering, but but it's related. It's game design, right?
Yeah, it's game design, right, guys? Yeah. All right, let's get into some game design then. Oh no, I just moved you around. What's happened? Oh no, I'm screwed up, have I?
That's all good.
My mouse clicked on your face when I meant to click on something else, and now I've just moved your whole portrait around. But it's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, cool. So then, yeah, let's just get stuck into it. So, last stream we were where's the good stuff? Last stream we were brainstorming secrets for the Ben by the Clanlands, the Game Master section of the book. And you saw us write a bunch of ideas, and now, lo and behold, since then, that was like a bad reveal. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Perfect. So you didn't see my bad reveal. Good. Okay, then
I don't think you saw it.
No, good. Yeah, I'll screen share now. Haha! You won't see what it is that I showed.
No. What up, OG Majestic Wolf? Welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are here to entertain and game design, not necessarily that order of importance to us.
Yeah. So last week we had a bunch of brainstormed ideas about secrets for our forest clan, and now all those ideas have become actual text, and that section's done pretty much. So that's awesome.
Yep.
So we'll be moving on to another clan now, and then I also wanted to show off what I've been doing on the side as well. I'm just a wolf. Yeah, do I remember you? You were here before talking about your
novel
to do with the dragon folk, right? I think.
Is it the Dragon Kid novel?
Yeah, I think so.
Or was it someone else that's working on? No, it was fairy dragons, right? Dragons.
Yes. Yeah, I've got it right. Yippee.
Was it fairy dragons or dragonkin? I thought it was fairy dragons.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, fairy dragons were like my favorite piece of art in the original second edition Monstrous Manual. Okay, not dragon. You play Dungeons and Dragons, but okay. I like fairy dragons. Is all I'm saying, and they're weird, so I like them. All right, so now we're talking not about dragons, but the pen Cawr.
Well, no, actually, I wanted to show off my my quest stuff.
Never mind.
Well. So I don't know if you've seen
quest stuff
first. Okay.
I have looked at it,
glanced,
but I have not given you notes. I glanced at it, and I have not given you notes yet.
So this is stuff that I think I've had the least feedback on. As in, I haven't had any feedback from you, and I haven't had any feedback from backers or chat or anything like that. But what I've done by myself is decided how this section will be. So this is the lore stuff and the secrets is like plots and lore about the world that the game masters can use to write their own quest hooks and campaigns in Avalon. But then also want just generic, like not tied into lore. This is the kind of adventures you can have in the Penbythe Clanlands, for example. So there's a small introductory paragraph talking about quests in the Penbythe Clanlands, and then there's a bunch of random, what I've perceived as generic quest ideas. For example, clear out a conclave of werebeast cultists spreading fear outside the Blackwood. Deter Araxian surveyor mapping sacred groves without permission. Collect seeds of an ancient dying tree and return them to a tree shaper for preservation. Prepare for and repel an incoming Pen Levy raiding party. So my intention with this is twofold. One is just to have ideas that make sense for the Pen by the Clanlands, but also to subtly imply to the game master what kind of things matter and what kind of things happen in the Pen by the Clanlands, so they could then inspire their own stuff. And then I committed to doing hazards as well, and this was actually a lot harder, but I think it ended up being worth it because it's harder. Although there's still one left over, so maybe you can come up with an idea, or maybe chat can come up with an idea. It was, I don't know, it was surprisingly hard to come up with mostly environmental hazards that could be found. And I don't know why I've committed to that. I guess hazards in towns are kind of obvious, maybe. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed to include environmental hazards for adventures and quests and stuff like that. I don't know, it just seems like the fact that it was difficult for me to come up with ideas made me realize that it's probably valuable and I'd appreciate it in the future.
Sure.
So I came up with ideas like whip vines, forest fogs, falling boughs from giant trees, toxic pollen petals, wolves. I didn't want to do too many animals because animals are kind of obvious, but I kind of cheated and ended up including one anyway. And then the Allel's Curse, which is that thing we made on stream over a year ago now. And then there's one more I couldn't think of. And it was a lot easier to do the Pen Levy swamps, as you can imagine. But this was more difficult. Just says the novel's about anthropomorphic animal characters. Okay, yeah, that was my second guess. I swear those dragons, but that might be someone else. But yeah, I remember there being animal characters. And you're asking us, what is this campaign about again? So this is a Faceseeker's Guide to Avarlan. This is our world guide book for our mythical land inspired by Welsh Celtic mythology, a little bit of Scottish mythology, and a little bit of Irish mythology as well. And we raise funds for this on Kickstarter. Here's a mock-up of the book here. And yes, this is our Celtic fantasy world of Avarlan. Yeah.
Yep, and we're inspired a lot by stuff we read about history and fantasy, but there's also invention as well. And of course, you know, Darren lives in Cardiff and Wales, so I'm sure he could take. So basically, I think the way to get this idea is you should just go walking in the forest by yourself alone, and see what, and just don't take your cell phone with you. Yeah. Just. It is compatible. It is RPG. It's compatible with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, and our own system. For Avalon, which what was the name we gave it? Is it Sourcebook system? Is that it?
Songs of Romanised. Yeah. So here's our original. This is the first book that we published was our Legends of Avalon. This is our Celtic mythology in Roman Britain inspired tabletop role playing game. Yeah. It uses playing cards and stuff like that. It's very different to Dungeons and Dragons. This came out in 2022 or something. 21, I forget. And
hypothetically, though. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then we have a campaign book as well, which came out recently. This is a full campaign book. This is made for our game as well, but this one's also compatible with 5th edition. And now we're making a world guide. Yeah.
And then, hypothetically, if you just wanted to pick up this book to read and some like lore, that's also a thing you'd be done for. Yes. Which I imagine lots of books are for players anyway. You know, I like to just read. I've read plenty of games and lore books that I haven't ever run, but I like reading them because it's a kind of literature. And future TV show. Listen, we're gonna make the Celtic Game of Thrones. Yeah. Okay. So do you want to spend like 3 minutes coming up with an idea for this with the chat? What do you guys think?
I guess so. Yeah.
Like we can just make it really fast. You know, we don't have to spend too much time on it, and if we don't. So you have whip vines, you have the fogs, you have the boughs, you have the puff petals, you have brabble wolves. I mean, you only have one animal.
Yeah, I'm trying to restrict myself just to one animal, just to. But maybe it should be more because it's in the forest, and so. Animals are more common. There.
I mean, yeah, like a bear.
But you know what I mean? It seems so lame just to like put bear.
There's a bear.
Yeah.
There's a bear.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, for the Pen Levy one, the animal I ended up using was something that felt more like an environmental hazard. It was an orc stampede. and it's like, that feels like something that's more. It's more than an animal attack. It's like an environmental event that happens, as opposed to a fight. Whereas I feel like me doing the wolves is actually a cop out because that actually is a fight as opposed to an environmental hazard. Yeah.
So falling bow. Okay, hold on. If I were in a forest, what would I be terrified of? I mean, landslides are not common. Falling trees, you already got that. If it rains, that's not so bad. You have plants that attack you.
I mean, is it just lame to say falling over? Like, that's one of the things I'm always scared of most walking through a forest is slipping on something or getting tripped over by roots and then just breaking a bone. But how do you...
I mean, there could be like a ravine. There could be like a ravine, right? Like you lose your footing and there's like a ravine kind of thing, or like a what do you call it? Like what they have that on tape?
Like a steep thing.
I guess so. Yeah. Like a overlay. There's a specific word for it, but because I'm from California and we don't have any water or hills or vegetation, it's not coming to me. So I think that's part of the reason I got into D&D, because I'm like reading these books and I'm like, oh shit, there's like
grass.
There's like forest near outside people's houses. That's awesome. That's why I moved to Japan.
Dude, we had. I was so lucky growing up. We grew up in a small village between two towns, and behind our house was a field. And because of public rite of passage for pedestrians in the UK, you could just walk through the field, and behind the field, it was just a forest. Like, as far as I could see, it was just a huge forest, and we used to just play in there endlessly. I know my brother at one point constructed his own, like, a secret hideout there with some mates. Made a whole, like, encampment and everything. And yeah, it's just nice to walk through the forest. I love hearing the sounds in forests.
Yeah. Like, all right, like, can you riff on that? Like, I don't know. Like, sure, you're talking about this idea of tripping, right? There's holes, right? You could like fall into a cave.
Yeah.
You don't have that yet, do you?
No. Yeah, we can just do.
Like fall into a pit or something.
I have a similar thing for the pen levy, but it's okay to do the same thing twice, right? At the pen levy, we have those feather beds.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Yeah, that's true. But like, it's still tied to this environment.
Yeah.
Oh! Here's another one. I mean, it could also be that you run afoul of like a forgotten pen bites trap. Like a hole or like
hunting traps. Oh,
yeah,
dude, you're
like
genius. Yeah, that's perfect. That's really perfect. Yeah.
And that was inspired by your story of you venturing out as a little kid, digging holes and then forgetting about them. Because for all you know, some old person was out there and they fucking tripped over it and you killed them. So think about that.
Yeah, that's great.
Zylvia says they miss forest sounds and grew up in the woods and had to move to the city when you moved out. Camping is the only time you get away. Yeah, I went to the forest a little bit when I was a kid, and I think one of my great regrets right now is that I haven't really seen like the Milky Way. I've seen it once.
Yeah. Oh,
I've seen it, when I was a kid. Yeah. I rarely see the Milky Way because I'm always surrounded by light pollution. Jessica Will says, what is the playable species in your world, if you can disclose that? Yes. The current playable species is human. Because it's fun. But there are also a lot of fae and creatures and so on. So hypothetically, although we recommend players take human roles for this particular culture, you can still like take, be an elf and the classic roles and be half and all that stuff.
As a GM, you can mold it to how you want it, but on a fundamental principle for me, the way that I've designed the world and our game is I want to reintroduce the magic and wonder that comes from meeting fae and otherworldly creatures.
Yeah.
And you can't have that magic wonder and curiosity and potential fear there if your companion is also a member of these species, right? If they're in every town and every village, then you're used to them. And so to add that back into the world, I think it's important that the players only play as humans and they don't know what it's like to meet a fae yet, and they don't know what the fae are like. So that when you do meet one, there's that kind of anticipation there. So that's the motivation for that. Yeah.
Yeah, the game is very much focused on humble beginnings, and as you discover the world, obviously it's similar to how, as much as possible, recapturing what it was like for our Iron Age ancestors to be like, yeah, we know magic exists, but people don't really want to fuck with it unless you're a hero, and then you become a legendary hero over time, like exploring these things and learning the secrets, which is what this book is about, right? We're describing the secrets of the world and so on, and letting the players discover it, and trying to draw heavy inspiration from a lot of that lore with some invention. It's an interesting journey. It's fun to learn about all this stuff. Hunting holes and traps litter the forest, hidden beneath foliage and waiting for someone to run afoul of them, to step into them.
Sure, step. Step into them, onto them, step.
Run afoul of them.
Run afoul of them, yeah, sure.
Well, I like using afoul because it sounds like an animal. I think you use that word a few times actually.
Yeah, but I like the word.
I love
because that works with the movement.
Yeah,
cool, perfect, love it.
Is there? No, that's probably fine. Is there space to put like potentially putting an animal in a trap too, or do you want it to be like the character is just like steps into a trap, as opposed to coming upon a bear?
Yeah, that's true as well. But yeah, I actually think there's enough space for that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you did it.
You're fine. Sure. Or encounter the desperate animals within one. Sure. Desperate animal. Encounter.
Yeah.
Desperate animal within one. Sure.
Yeah, you get 2 for 1.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Game design. We did it.
Then we have a section on clan members as villains. And again, we discussed this on stream a long time ago, where we talked about grievances and beliefs taken to an extreme. But instead of writing that all out, I've decided to make a table that GMs can use that also imply that this is what the people are about, right?
Because the table could, because the player could just look at the table. A game master could just look at the table and go, oh, I like that, and just use that for their
or
idea.
They can think about it and go, oh, okay, why is this like this is, and I could do something similar to that. So for example, a rogue tree shaper calls on the forest to devour entire villages, declaring them blights upon their evermother's creation. Right.
Let me ask you this, because you made a lot of tables that help game masters like form their own adventures, like ideation and so on. After this book gets published, do you think it's enough to just like run an adventure procedurally without having to prepare things ahead of time?
I mean, no, because these are ideas. These aren't actually adventures, right?
Adventures, sure. Yeah. Okay. I would be daring enough to try it, but I was just wondering if you'd be daring.
Well, I mean, no, good GMs can, obviously, but that's a testament to the game master, not necessarily to the book, right? I feel like.
Sure.
Yeah. Like, yes, a good game master could do that, but that's because they're experienced with running things on the fly and coming up with stats and things and all that kind of thing, right?
Sure.
So the answer is yes.
Right. Yes, no, but yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Cool. So you have these villain ideas, and they're related to the pen buys. And
this is my favorite one. A deranged bard obsessed with beauty has disfiguring accidents befall those who critique their songs.
Oh, all right. So Travis Scott.
Sure. I didn't say it, but sure.
I'll say it. If he wants to come after me,
I don't know anything
guy.
about Travis Scott except that concert that he put on where things went wrong or something, right?
Yeah, like 2 people died.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, and because he told them to come forward.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Regin just loves this idea. Right. Good, glad to hear it. And Sylvia thinks you're very funny, Kurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You tweet this to Travis Scott and tell him to come at me. In Japan.
Yeah. Oh, this one I thought was good as well. Rebel warriors poison sacred springs to punish southern folk for stealing the mother's waters with aqueducts.
I remember that one. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. So you're trying to like poison the Raxians?
Yeah, because the water flows south, right? So.
Yeah. Have you ever been to an aqueduct in your country?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know I have actually.
Okay. I've never seen one from a top, because like I remember as a kid I would see aqueducts from the side, and I was always like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Because I thought they were like tunnels that waters go through, but then I didn't realize that the water. It wasn't until much later I realized the water is like goes on top, right?
Right.
Like,
You thought it was like a tube. I see.
Yeah, I thought it was like you have the arches, right? And the water somehow gets funneled through the arches, and it didn't make sense to me. So anyway.
Yeah, and then we have a bestiary. So just to show you what kind of creatures are there. You don't have to abide by it, but I think it was good to, I think it's important that there are some creatures that are found in different areas of the Varland, and not everything is found everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then trying to place them, like why are they in this location? What do they do there? That kind of thing. And then we have the adventure site. So this is the Lost Grove. I think chat has seen this map, but in case they haven't, I'll put it on screen now. Art, maps, and Blythe Grove. There it is.
Yeah. Maps. That's a good song too.
Does that work? Yeah, here we go. So this is the map for the Penblythe Adventure Site. It is a druidic temple inside a great oak tree that has now been lost and abandoned and been somewhat corrupted by some kind of profane rituals. There's an underground section with some sacred roots in here and some standing stones. And then you can also ascend up through the oak tree into like the living quarters with a meditation chamber. Then there's bedrooms and like a council room. And then on top of the tree, there's like a canopy shrine. And it's all overgrown with these whip vines. And I imagine some kind of cult or other kind of creatures might be in here. And it's up for the players to do something with it, right?
A very pretty map.
Yeah, I like it. And so then in the adventure site section in the book, I try to explain why these places exist in the Penblythe Clanlands. Like, this isn't just one particular Lost Grove, there's actually a whole bunch of these. And so you can put them wherever you want, as you need for an adventure, right? Why there's so many of them. And then describe what the map is actually like on the map, so the GM can have ideas of what they can do with it. And then finally, it's a bunch of ideas of how you might use it in an adventure. Just simply exploring it. Maybe you're rescuing young adventurers who enter the Forbidden Site. These are Penlevy notes. I haven't done this yet for the Pen. Oh, did I not do this? I thought I did this. Okay, I need to add this.
Quick aside.
Yeah, go on.
Quick aside. OG Majestic Wolf is asking who is the man with the shield. Zilphia says that it's a random guy at this point, if she remembers right from last week. Yes, it is a Raxian, which is our world.
No, it's a Cawr.
Oh, Pen Cawr, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. It's a Pen Cawr. That's why they're wearing Raxian-inspired armor. It's like a hybrid. Thank you. Sorry.
so to answer the question, yeah, Zilphia's right. It's a random guy. But why do we have a random guy is a good question. And the reason why we do is because I like to create artwork for communities. I call them community arts. And these are pieces that should be emblematic of what a culture is like. So our Penkawa peoples are on the south, and as Kurt said, they've been Raxianized. And I want to show for each clan like a member of the working class, the warrior class, the priest class, and the ruling class. So you can just see what these people look like. So this is a farmer. We didn't do priest class. These people went in a merchant instead, which says something about them in and on itself. And then this is our ruler, and then this is our warrior. And so the motivation of this artwork was to show how he still looks traditional, but is adapting to these modern times, as it were. And I don't even know if this guy will ever get a name. I think I'd actually prefer it if he doesn't. I think he should be generic Penkawa warrior, just so that you know that this is what they are like. Yeah. So maybe he'll get a name, but at the moment he doesn't, and he doesn't need to. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I want to write a short story about that farmer girl, so we could put a story with that art and appeal to that market. She's very charismatic.
I'm weirded out right now. I thought I did this table, but this is the notes from the Penlevy section instead. So I just need to check that for later. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to, and I'm happy with it. I think, I think it's good. So, wow, we're 42 minutes in. I guess we start.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we also had fun chatting because we're friends.
Because we're friends. Oh my god.
Idiot.
Yeah.
See, don't work with your friends because it's a waste of your time.
Yeah, it's too much
fun. You have
fun.
to not be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to not be friends and hate each other and steal each other's lunch from a cooler.
Yeah.
That's really.
I mean, even if you're not friends, is this just like water cooler chatter? Like, you got to take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So moving. Okay. Well, this is good stuff. Good maps. But now what we're doing today, we are trying to do more brainstorming for the pen Cawr. Is that right? Am I right?
That is right. Yeah.
Yeah. Delphi says friends are great. OG Majestical says you agree, Baron. I like that. I like that your name is Baron.
Is that me?
Baron.
Maybe that's me. I thought you meant you were going to call them the character Baron.
No, I know. Well, because your D is like stylized, so it looks like a B.
Oh, god damn it! Is that real? Then should I change that?
No, it's fine. Just say, it's a D.
It's a D.
Yeah, it's a D.
Maybe I'll change it.
Baron's not a bad name. Baron is a name of an important character in the Dragonlance trilogy, the original Dragonlance trilogy. Yeah. No. OG Majestic Wolf, please interact. Please don't.
No.
Talk.
We enjoy interaction. That's good.
We want you to talk to us because it's fun talking to people watching you work.
Otherwise, we wouldn't do it live. If we didn't want you to talk to us, we just not.
That's true. We could just just log off. Yeah. So no, this is the time for us to do stuff like this and talk. And please speak up as we work and you have ideas. You know, we're not saying we'll use your ideas, but we welcome people to give ideas. And if we're like, oh, that's a good idea, thank you. We encourage it.
So we are making secrets or lore that only the GM knows that they can use to make the world bigger for the players, right? So we're doing the Chariot Hills. Right. So where are the Chariot Hills? They are here. This is Avalon. There's the Raxian Empire, and then here is the Cawr lands. And this will load and become more resolute. Yeah, there is. And the Chariot Hills are these bits of contested lands here between the tribe that runs Cawr Govani and the tribe that runs Cawr Philly. So I guess we're doing the Dobun tribe first. And you told me you had ideas for stuff, so do you want to lead here?
Sure. So the big thing with the Chariot Hills is that it's basically dominated by two tribes. So a lot of the regions are dominated by a major tribe, but this one's dominated by two tribes that are rivals with each other. And a lot of times they raid each other and they fight, and they're trying to get the approval of the royals in the south and the Raxians to the north and east of them. Mm-hmm. But they also make peace, and they sort of alternate, in my vision, between passive aggressive and actual aggressive.
Yeah.
And that's so you could play with and in this way, this kind of mirrors a lot of ancient Iron Age Celtic politics, right? Where that was the common thing of people clans and nearby tribes raiding each other and so on. So the two tribes, Dobun tribe, is led by a dour old warrior in the west, and he rules Cawr Govani, which is a small hill fort near the seaside. And we do have a secret for them kind of in the original lore book, which is, and which I envision will kind of expand upon on this one, which is that Breyer Colwyn, the king or the leader of that tribe, is basically secretly in cahoots with Cawr rebels and Penbai rebels that are raiding the Raxians and the pro-Raxian Cawr tribes in the south. Mm-hmm. So he pretends to be pro-Raxian, but really he's aiding the enemies of Raxia by letting them use the caves that are underneath his cave system, underneath his castle in his region. So that's the main thing to sort of talk about.
And is this is weird, right? Because if we make this uncommon law, then that's something that everyone inside the settlement would know, right? And I feel like then wouldn't that get out quickly, and there would be aggressions against him by the Empire? Or is it
so it should be
rare law where it's actually there's only a few people that know this, and
I think the uncommon lore could be something like the tribe sort of is very chaste and longs for the old ways kind of thing, and they begrudgingly follow the Raxians kind of thing. Like they don't like the Raxians that much, but they do it anyway. And then the rare lore is the rare lore is they're actually fucking harboring enemies of the state kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's my vision.
Yeah. Common law. The Goldburn are very much attached to the old ways, but have come to accept Maxian influence in the region, and have even benefited from it, right? Benefited from it, and then obviously we'll elaborate on that. And then the rare law is that no. Actually, no.
Yeah.
In actuality, Rhea Colwyn is actively allowing Cawr and by rebels against the Raxian Empire, against Raxian influence, to use his resources.
Yeah. Well, actually, so OG Majestic Wolf has a good suggestion, which is maybe there's a place where the community gathers and talks. I think there could actually be like a secret fortress underneath Govani Castles, which is like a fucking place where they can rearm and like resupply, like an actual hidden fort underground, where the anti-Rexian forces is a rebel base. There's a rebel base underneath Cawr Govani and an actual space. So
resources and space, I guess. What do we call that? Space, structure, home. Caverns, I guess.
Could you just say hidden base? Is base not good? Cavern base. Cavern base.
I mean, yeah, you're right. We'll talk. We'll word it later.
Ooh, okay. Could there also be? Tell me if this is too much.
Yeah.
Could she also be aligned with one of the Pendraig? One of the Pendraig Cawrs? Like, there's a Cawr that like, was it Brendan Enna or something? They were like, oh yeah, they also provide supplies and weapons for this effort.
Wait, what is
like he's like
Colwyn's gender?
Male for now.
Okay. So I misheard you then. I thought you said she or something, so I got confused.
No, he. But like, could he ally with himself with, because since it's on the coast, one of the castles can like either Cameron's Alpin would make the most sense because he's also kind of enterprising.
Mm-hmm.
Like he might be like giving extra supplies and in exchange for like political influence in the region.
Sure. So are you just saying that I just changed the sentence from Pancawr and Penbive to Pencawr, Penbive, and Pendraig?
No, and I would say both. Like I would say, I feel like there could be
you're just saying I should add Pendraig as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So I imagine that he fought in like the maybe I'll put this in. He fought at the Battle of Gladbach, and so he sort of kept some of those alliances. Like, or maybe he fought against them, but he was on their side. I don't know. Like, he could be a double agent of some sort. I think that's interesting. I'll put a note there. I'll say
fight there, and it still be a reasonable excuse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll put this. Was Colwyn a double agent?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking
at Gladbach.
And they benefit from it. Like though their soldiers failed to reach the field at the Battle of Gladbach. Like, is that possible?
Yeah, that's fine. Just put it for now, and we'll hash it out a little bit. But Zilphia suggests Iron Age bunker. That's not bad. It's a Iron Age panic room. Is what he has under Cawr Govani.
Okay.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Well, yeah, that's fun. That's a little. Oh my goodness! We can hold on. I gotta become a mod so I could.
Yeah, mod that stuff. You're quicker than me.
Apply the mod hammer.
Okay, so Caregavani is the. It's weird because Caregavani and the Caregavani Caverns feel like the same thing to me. Like, do we want to put anything else in the region instead of the caverns? And just make the caverns the uncommon lore, and then...
Caregavani... Because Caregavani is also like a small port trading hub, so you could talk about that a little bit. It's arguably it's pretty powerful because the other trading hub would be Uexilodonium?
Mm-hmm.
But Caregavani is like, I don't know, the only real thing on the west coast, isn't it? Well, I guess Caerphilly also has a river going to it, so they're both.
Wait, did we not mention Llynplentin anywhere? The lake.
Not yet, not specifically.
Or the river.
Is that an oversight?
Yeah, maybe.
I think we mentioned it as part of like other things, but maybe.
I am going to. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to take this, what you said here, and make that the uncommon lore for Caregavani. But it's open secret amongst local people. It means everyone local has heard about this thing, right? About the caves. And then the rare lore will be whatever it is that you want to say about the rebel base there.
Sure.
And that's also, I guess, Caregavani.
Okay. So does that mean there's... So we take that out of the Daboon tribe rare lore?
Yeah. And then I'm going to put... What I was going to do anyway was make this one thing anyway, I think. Like this would just be here. That's right button.
Yeah.
And then Caerphilly and Reginium will be just part of the same section. Now, what is Reginium? Is that another town?
Yeah, so Reginium... So there's two forts. And Reginium is... they rule Reginium is the tribe, isn't it?
Oh,
and then they...
No, Region's the tribe, yeah. I think you've named a town here.
Region's the tribe.
Region make their home in roundhouses to proliferate. Enlarge the roundhouse centers. Found.
Yes. That's right. Because so the thing is, Caerphilly is a outpost.
Okay.
And then but it's a trade outpost that people from all over come, and it's the first place that you kind of meet in the Valancourt book, but it is ruled by the Raxians. But the Regini, they have a vested interest to make sure it's successful because a lot of their traders and influence comes from them making that a successful trading hub. So their town is near Caerphilly.
Okay. All right, then.
And that's what Reginium is.
At the moment, I'm going to put a pin in this and check this later. I don't know why. I've got something in the back of my head telling me to
sure,
double check stuff about previous things.
Yeah, but I mean that's it. That's a good thing. Well, yeah, because the thing too about Caerphilly is it says one of the strong points about that. The narrator says is that it's a short walk from like other villages.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a village that it's a short walk from that the narrator talks about. So that's where that's coming from.
Okay, so this is a town then. Reginium's a town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say town is fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So then you've got essentially one fort and a town for the Regin tribe, the Regin tribe, and then you've just got the one fort for the Dogon.
Yes. You have the town and you have the tribe. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then, I guess I would maybe want to make the Gavani have a town outside the fort as well. That's rather sorry. Oh, I don't know. Maybe emphasize that the fort is bigger, so there's still population there. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that Caregavani... I mean, I guess Govani is a Raxian name, so... But I imagine it being originally a Valak fort, but now it's a Raxian... It's a Raxian vassal, but it's controlled by the Valak. The Raxians don't really have a presence there compared to Caerphilly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna put a pin in all this for me.
Yeah.
Check how much maximum presence there is in these lands and how many settlements include. Do we want to do anything? Okay, yeah. Do we want to do anything for Linear Plentin, the lake?
Is that the lake where we secretly drown the Cawr and he lays in slumber like Cthulhu, waiting to be freed?
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
All right, that's a secret. The Cawr, the Faithra that gave the Everchild his powers, is not 100% dead. He's just mostly dead.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No, we haven't decided on that, have we? Actually, God damn it.
Oh wait, no. Is that too soon?
Yeah, I think there's the answer that he drowned and died, or that, and maybe his body's still under there. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I don't know. And also, there's the idea that it goes to the other world as well, right? Like it's not in Avalon, it's in the other world, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's at the bottom of the other world. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, I think it's fine. I like that. You could say Lynn Plenton this is a very deep lake.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. Guys.
Is it the biggest lake in Avalon?
This lake is.
It could be.
Is it? I'm looking at my map.
Well, I mean, it's of comparable size, so it's up to us to decide. Like, this map isn't geographically realistic, right? Like, I think Loch Leovan actually isn't that big, maybe? Because the fortress can't be in the middle of it if the lake is freaking huge, right?
Yeah.
Unless the lake is bigger behind it. But we could just declare Linear Plentin is the biggest lake in Avalon. And just...
We're done.
That
Print it. We did it.
Yeah.
Zilphia suggesting that the body is stuck in Avalon, but the spirit is stuck in Otherworld. Yeah, I like that. And then OG Majestical suggesting maybe it takes over people and makes them his mindless husk servants. I can see that if they go deep enough into if you drown in the water, you become like a thrall to the spirit of the Cawr trying to escape. That's kind of fun.
Like in Avalon, stories tell that it is here the Everchild defeated the pen of the Cawr. Okay. And then, do we want to do crazy lore for it?
Yeah, I mean, write it down, and then we can decide later if it'll fit or if we want to go a different direction with it.
Seeing as I don't really want this to be the place where we talk about that story, because that's...
I mean, sure. Maybe we don't talk about the story here.
Like, is there anything that's relevant today? Like, things things that can happen there now? Yeah.
I mean, okay, so OG Majestical suggestion about something where you can take over people's bodies. Something adventure-related can be fun, right? Like, if you get too close to it, or if you swim in it for too long, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You can get... There might be either a way to pass over to the other world, or to get trapped, or to like, what leads to adventure is the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what would the adventure be? Like, if... Like, it could be the same curse as the Cawr. Like, it could be like, if you drown in this lake, your body gets stuck in the lake, and your spirit gets stuck in a certain part of the other world. But there is a way back, kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's all this
spirit
stuff and enthralling stuff. That sounds to me more like Makalevi kind of work. You know what I mean? Whereas,
yeah, I mean,
I want to imbue it with the games and tricksy nature of the Everchild, and also the big smashing tyranny of the Cawr somehow. But what would they even look like? I don't know. That's the vibe we want to go for, you know.
Well, what do you think about this? The waters are enchanted for making game pieces. No.
What do you add wealth to it? Like there's the wishing well coin tossing thing, right? What if there's gold in the lake? What if people throw the coins down there? there's some kind of wishing.
It kind of depends on what we need to. It kind of depends on the lore if we decide or not on whether or not it leads to the other world, right? Like if the body of the Cawr is at the bottom, or it's like a portal to the other world, that makes throwing things to it and then gathering resources from it more difficult than it. Unless it has to do with the shore. Like if it's like the shore has a secret feature like that, then that can be okay too. There's a hidden game under the water that the Everchild built. The shore, like the pebbles, it's a shingle shore, and so you can play a game with the Fae under the water if you could breathe underwater long enough. That's stupid. Don't do that. Again, I'm just spitballing right now. What's a fun?
I mean, I guess it's always like monsters in lakes, right? Like it's the Loch Ness monster, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
But then, don't you?
Yeah, go on.
Isn't that too pen of unk for you though?
Yeah, and also I'm just thinking the only thing I can really think about is just that the lake can kill you, right? But then is that an adventure? Like something can grab you and pull you down. There's an inexorable draw down to it that can drown people, but it's like, okay, it's dangerous, but is that a fun adventure? But maybe it's just fine. Maybe I'm just trying to. I always want too much from things, and sometimes it's okay for it just to be a little thing that's dangerous.
I have a stupid one for you.
Wait, let me do quick. Keep your one in your head. What if it's just like there's just legends that there's treasure down there, but it's just there isn't any treasure down there. It's just dangerous, and people just die trying to get it, and it's literally fool's gold. What's your idea?
I did that. There's legend of their treasure being down there, but really what's down there is because the Everchild is like an inventor, and basically during the Divine Age, as he like created his weapons and tools, there's an ancient workshop that belonged to the Everchild underneath the lake, or buried in the lake in like tunnels that she built. So there's an ancient weird workshop where they did their weird experiments.
I like that, but I like that idea, but I don't want it to be tied to the lake.
Wait, say that again?
I said I like that idea, but I don't want it to be tied to the lake.
I see.
Like that should be a thing, but it should be in the other world, and we put it in the other world section. You know what I mean?
Okay, then there's a tunnel in the lake that goes to the other world.
Sure.
Again, that's spitballing.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do that. Yeah, I'm okay with that for now. Just something. I guess I need to.
Zilphia suggesting kill the lake kraken.
Yeah.
But it's just one of these issues with. This is like our gamer brain, or sort of like, but that's like a very pen of unk thing.
Yeah.
But I can also have a creature, or it could be related to that, right? Because like if the Everchild is like experimenting, there could be weird fucking clockwork octopi, whatever. I don't know.
Let's do.
No.
Okay, I've got a few ideas. One is the fool's gold. Maybe we should embrace just the idea that there's a connection to the other world here, and people know that sometimes creatures come out of the lake, right? Like maybe that's just okay. There's definitely water creatures, can be land creatures.
Right.
And it's just a place like the lake's so big that it must impact so many communities around it. You could easily just do an adventure for like, guys, this local tribe, this local village has been harassed by this creature that's come out of the lake. You got to find it and kill it. Right? It's just that simple.
Sure.
And
it's just the issue with lakes.
Yeah.
The issue with lakes as adventure sites is, in order to make it fruitful, you have to be able to breathe underwater, right? Isn't that like always like the issue with like lake adventures? Because you have to be Aquaman, otherwise you're just like on the shore.
Yeah.
Well, so that's what I mean.
And bait them out, but yeah.
Well, that's why I'm suggesting the idea of like an underground passage, because then you can create a structure that you can interact with.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I've kind of formulated something in my mind now as well. It's like, what if?
Okay.
Instead of being forced, what if people know that sometimes coins end up on the shore of this lake? Like there's like treasure and gold just gets vomited out of this lake, and they don't know where it comes from, and they think it's gifts from the Everchild. And then maybe it's connected to something, like you said, in his domain, and we could do that somewhere else. But fundamentally as well, the lake is dangerous, and so it takes a bit of risk to go explore. and look for this stuff.
Could it be that the treasure are just like Fae throwing money out there because they know there's monsters, so they want to see like humans get wrecked like idiots?
Yeah. Oh.
Like if I were a Fae, that's what I would do. If I was like throw money in and you're just kind of watching, hoping that someone gets wrecked by a kraken.
And is it bad if we make like the real secret that it's all fool's gold? Like actually, like it's all fake. people die for nothing.
Yep. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but no one ever seems to survive for that or something. Okay, let's do something like that.
Yeah.
Do we do? So.
I mean, I can just write.
Yeah, I'll just.
Do you want to write it? Should I?
Yeah, you write that. I'm gonna write in the normal section that it's known. It's.
For fools.
It's known that treasures and gold wash ashore. This lake. But dangerous creatures soon follow. Yeah. Dangerous creatures soon follow.
Fae.
And then you're just writing rare lore, which is the treasure wash of the Fae gold, fake treasure, but the Fae throw. Yeah, giant pirate Fae in the gate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Drown or get attacked.
Yeah.
Attacked by otherworldly lake monsters for their amusement. Yeah. Even better if the monster drags them to the other world. I know. The pen tower Fae could be little dickheads.
Yeah, something on those lines. Okay, cool.
Giant.
Go in the lake for the
gold.
Here's
the thing. So Fae hypnotize people to go to the lake for the gold. See, I would feel like a Fae wouldn't like that because they want them to do it of their own volition, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not fun if you make them do it. It's funnier if you, like, use your greed against them and then they die and then they become Fae because they become spirits. And you're like, hey, sorry.
Yeah. But, I mean, the other point is that you don't have to hypnoptize humans to make them try and chase gold in the lake, right? They'll do that all on their own.
Yeah. They'll do it for fun, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but humans are fucking idiots.
Yeah, and they love gold.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like the dwarven legends, right? It's like, no, that's just people. They're not dwarves. They're just people.
Yeah. They can't wait for the invention of GPS so people could start driving into their lake.
Okay, we can still do the Regin tribe, right? Like instead of doing the towns, we can still definitely do the people. So what have we got for these guys?
Yeah.
So wait, before I read what you said, my instincts is that if the Doban tribe are super anti-Raxian, the Regin tribe should be our super pro ones. They're actually trying to get more Raxian influence because if they can gain the power of the Raxians, they can overtake all the other people around them and become the ones in charge.
Yep.
Is that what you've done?
Yep. No, my secret was I think that's just kind of part of the subtext of how they interact.
Okay, let me see what you wrote then. You said the region were a minor tribe for not too long. Yeah. However, recognized the potential of the small Rexian fort of Caerphilly. Theirs was the first tribe to help traveling Rexian merchants find an audience for their goods. Are you talking about before the invasion or
after? Wait, what part are you reading? I'm looking for.
They were the first tribe to help traveling Rexian merchants find an audience for their goods.
Yes.
Do you mean before,
at Caerphilly?
Okay.
The timeline's kind of loose. It's up to you if you think it's before or after. I don't think it really. Maybe before the Great Battle North, like before the Battle of Gladbach, is still fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So then, what was your idea for a secret amongst them? Because I think this is where I want to include. Like, we know that the Romans did deals with many different tribes, and they are often just waiting for one tribe to have to go finally, okay, I don't like these people, actually, and if you help us kill these people or take them out, then I'll cede you more tribute or whatever. Just let me be in charge of this region, and it's like divide by conquer, conquer by divide. Divide and conquer. I don't know why my brain.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah. And they would they put their finger in lots of different pots, lots of different pies, and they'd wait for one tribe to decide, actually, we want your help to kill these people, and then they take over that way gradually. So I kind of want the region tribe to be that group that are planning to do something.
Yeah. So, okay, you tell me if the secret makes sense or not. I have the perception that the Valak are more conservative in terms of homosexual relationships.
Okay, sure.
And so the secret is that Brennan Rodri, and his his advisor Dristan are secretly lovers, and their ambition, but they see the Raxians as more progressive.
On that front.
And so their future ambition is to like gather enough power so they could rule openly as Breyer of the region with the Raxians' support. Like, you can't have, like, you don't really have king and king. Like, obviously you'll take lovers, but they want to do it openly.
Yeah.
As part of Valak culture, which is not really done.
Yeah, that is an option. It's interesting that you went personal with it. And
I think
that's awesome.
Because that makes it.
Yeah, I know.
Very good.
You know, I say that's not ever where my head goes. To make it so entwined and like super personal motivations for doing things. My brain goes towards more like dynastic, kind of better for my people going forward and to make a name for myself in history, right?
Yeah, but I think this comes from that though. That is the big goal, right? Because he wants to rule openly.
Yeah.
But with his trusted advisor, who's and be kings together. Anyway, that's a suggestion.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that particular kind of story yet, and obviously it's a political thing, and it's up. I don't know. It could be. Excuse me. It could be kind of interesting because it gives a great motivation to me. Like, love is a great motivation for rulers to do all sorts of crazy stuff, which includes trying to wipe out your neighboring tribe so that your family can survive, or your vision of happiness can thrive. And that's kind of where that's coming from.
But what about power for power's sake?
I mean, that exists too, but I always feel like those are less interesting characters. Because power for power's sake, that's... We have guys like that. I think that's what what's called is. I think that's what the ruler. What's his name? Gigastius is. He's a power for power's sake guy. Like, he forsook his brother and exiled him, and like betrayed him instead of like honoring him, and then allied himself with the Raxians, and even then, like with these guys, none of them are trying to overtake the southern tribes because he's so consolidated in his power structure. But he's not evil.
Why we can't commit to this now, right?
Why is that?
Because this is stating a bigger question. This is stating something bigger about Valak culture than just this one tribe. So we can't.
Yeah.
That's a bigger discussion.
Well, anyway. That's the thing I wrote, and doesn't necessarily have to be what we go with.
Where did you write that? Is that something you read?
It's a comment on the side of Reginium.
Oh, Reginium. Oh. I see. Okay, interesting.
But I'm not married to it either.
Yeah.
I do think, and if it doesn't make it into the book, but you're watching this, you have my blessing to use that as your new lore as well. If you're watching this years in the future, please feel free to make that part of the adventure if it doesn't make it into the book.
Let me copy that secret from here, then I put it here. So I see it. Secret. Okay.
Yeah. It's not another potential.
You're gone.
Yeah. Zilly says noted, Kurt. Thank you. Another thing with this is because it's like a very trade-oriented thing. We could make it more. I mean, I guess we have a little bit of a mafia-esque thing going with Cawr Lochleven, but it could be connected to that a little bit, right? Like it could be that they suck up to the Raxians and they have trade lines going to Lochleavon that they smuggle in, that kind of thing, and we could connect it to other realms, other domains.
Fundamentally, they're competing with the Doban tribe at Caergavani, right?
Yeah.
So the motivation is that they can easily defeat them if they have Raxian support, right?
Sure.
And that would go against probably what Gygaxius wants as well. It'd be quite a big move, but it's something they're working towards.
Oh, I see. Because he's worried. He would be worried that if Reginium sort of takes power and aligns himself closely to the Raxians as another tribe, that would become a rival to the southern royal tribe.
Right, because it's in
that's kind of interesting.
It's in Gygaxius' favour if the Doban and the Regin tribe are constantly at war with each other, because then they're keeping each other down, right?
Right, yeah, that's interesting.
One tribe actually wins, then they become bigger,
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
But,
although we have this.
So, I mean, fundamentally, I'm saying that there's. This is how I want it to be, regardless. But then your idea is something that can be on top of that as well, and it's like whether it's going to be there in addition to or not. It's not instead of. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, write it down.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
When we're writing down, they are looking to get Raxian support in defeating the Doban tribe and fully ruling the Chariot Hills, putting them in a position to rival. What's the name of the tribes that the Gygaxius is in? Durrani tribe.
The Durrani, yeah. Yeah, the Pen Cawr are the most difficult names to remember because there's basically two sets of names, right?
Yeah.
There's like this kind of like they have like a Valak name and a Raxian Roman style name for their region and their castles. So that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's the tribe, and then the place. Oh, Caerphilly. We can still do. Oh no, I need to read about Caerphilly first. Began to reach out plus the Western Empire. As a value destination, traders, travelers. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think what you're saying is the original lore is that it was a Raxian outpost, but then the Raxians handed it over to the region, right? And they've taken control of it.
Not necessarily. I think it's still a Raxian outpost, and there's like an arbiter or something.
Oh, really?
Some sort of like there has to be, because that's how it is in the flavor text in the beginning of the lore book of that it's a Raxian outpost and it's like Raxian controlled, but there's a bunch of people around there that trade it. So my imagination of the
I'll just have to read this.
My imagination of the power structure is that it's Caerphilly is controlled by the Raxians, but they're like corrupt. They're getting like their cut of the markets that are run by the Reginium.
Oh, I see.
So it could be like, and so they sort of like keep the Raxians out of the business.
For making another town that's actually where the region live, because
yes, exactly. They don't.
Oh, I see.
Exactly. Caerphilly is like a major trade hub, and they encourage people to go there, and then they have a nearby base of operations.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I'll check this off stream.
Yeah.
Then, like you said.
Yeah.
And do you have any ideas for secrets in Caerphilly or no?
No, not yet, but
that's okay. I'll read into it. I think that one I might just do like a personal thing of like someone to talk to in the trade places to get trade stuff. Right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, great. I mean, I do mention the break-in. Like they have a strong presence, so it could be a break-in of the Brayer at Reginium. So that's like an option.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just read into it more and do that. Now we can go to Varanius' wall. I feel like I want to do a little bit more, but if you need to go because it's late, that's okay too.
Say again?
I said I want to do some more, but if you want to go because it's late, that's okay too.
Why don't we finish these three sections?
Yeah. Okay.
The wall, Raxian forts, and Dobun and Regin's presence, and then see how we feel.
Okay, cool. And Majestic Wall says this is so cool. Thank you. But what were you talking about? What was so cool? Something particular, or just like watching us come up with lore and stuff on the spot? What do you think's cool?
So okay, so yeah, you could kind of see where our mind is when we're like doing like world building, like because when we're world building, we're not just saying. I mean, obviously, it's still invention, but I do feel like thinking about the logic of the world is like really important for good world building, right? Like, it has to make sense. The politics have to make sense, otherwise, that way, even though we only write a little in the book, there's like a foundation that we can expand upon, and GMs can expand upon.
And it's funny as well.
Is that what you're referring to, or something else?
Yeah. Because I have this instinct as well that it somehow is different to other world building because you want to insert opportunities for adventure, right? You need to think about, how can the players interact with this? How could the GM interact with this? But maybe that's not really that different because fundamentally when you world build for other media as well, you want to insert drama in places, right? Because you need to tell stories otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Like to me, the drama here is like I could write an adventure in the future. Like if let's say we have that, the secret love relationship. Yeah. There could be a drama there where a spy for whatever Virginia Garkovani finds out the secret is on their way, and the players have to like chase them down and capture them or assassinate them or convince them to not like give up the secret, or there's like things you could do from the drama. That's fine. The more real your world feels and you've talked about it, those things can occur. If that's what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about Majestical. Maybe you're talking about something else. Maybe you're talking about something else. I don't know. So please feel free to elaborate and make us feel good about wasting our time making imaginary worlds.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing, right? Because it's all nonsense. It's just us fucking talking. But there's a lot of things that are nonsense that people become obsessed over. Yeah. Harry Potter's a big one. Like fucking J.K. Rowling's like. Anyway, we'd have to get into that right now. Yeah, well, let's not go there. Let's keep talking about Romanised Wall. So Romanised Wall is based on the historical Hadrian's Wall.
Yes.
Which was built to what do you call it? Like originally, and correct me if I'm wrong, Darren. Hadrian's Wall, there was like a bunch of battles, and they basically created a demarcation towards Scotland. Is it on the border of Scotland? Where is it?
Not anymore.
Where is it?
I think it's in England now. Now I feel silly because I don't know. I think it might be a mix. I mean, we can find out. It's gonna be on the map, isn't it?
I mean, it was. But the thing is, like, it was not where the current borders are. But
it doesn't align to the current borders. No.
Yeah, it doesn't. But it had to do with what we're kind of copying, which is like they just stopped and they started building a wall. Now, Hadrian's Wall got built mostly, and ours is in the middle of being constructed. So you're like in the middle of the history. So, and it's being harried by raiders, stuff trying to stop them, and it's going to be finished in the next few years. Oh, Zilphia said Thursday mornings are her favorite day of the week. Thank you, Zilphia. You're our favorite day of the week too.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good to. I wish we had 3,000 followers and then we could stream every day, but that's really hard to do because everyone wants to do it. So we're not going to do that. It's hard.
Okay.
Nice to hear that say thing. Zilphia Day.
I've read all this stuff, but then obviously I don't remember. So do we mention the limestone mines and things like that, like why the forest is cut down here?
No, we just talked about that actually. That's a good point. We haven't really. We talked about that. I don't know if we actually put that down on digital link.
I feel like I need to read this now, just so we can even talk about it. So I'm going to read this now for chat. Conquered North.
Okay.
Almost 2 decades prior, Brennan and Tiberius took a neutral stance to Regin's call for war on the northern clans, and allowed, allowed any tribe eager for glory and riches to join the Great Raid. Okay. While many tribes answered the call, foremost of the Dogon, and maybe we should reword that. So it's just the region instead. Where the Dogon and the region, both of whom ended up settling farmland where the Silurian forests used to grow. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't mention.
Yeah.
The mining.
Yeah, I guess I need to expand this. Maybe I'll just do that myself. Where it's just
like... Do you want to just elaborate on this?
Both of whom Yeah, because what do we actually want to say here? We want to say that. Well, and have we said this anywhere else either? Is this like a summary, or have we mentioned this in other places?
No, this is new information.
Yeah.
That based on our conversations.
Okay. So they conquered the Silurian forest with Braxian help, right?
Yeah.
Braxian help. They were given the land, the custody over the land, I guess. Given custody over the land by the Raxians. But it's more like joint custody, I guess. But it's more like joint custody.
Yeah.
More like joint custody with the Raxians. They raised the forest to the ground for farmland and limestone mines.
Yeah. I mean, they would have used that wood to build those 3 forts, right?
Exactly.
Nixilanium.
Okay, so do we want to write this now? How many tribes answered the call? Foremost were the Doban and Regin.
You could bullet point it, and then we can we can elaborate later. You don't have to necessarily do that on stream. But just bullet.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Varanus' wall. The wall being constructed to demarcate the joint Raxian and Penkawa territories from the Penbai. It's named after General Quintus Varanus, the praetor of the Raxian Empire's Varnum territories. Yes, that's a mouthful, but that is all correct. That's how you would say that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Varnum territories. Yeah. Stretching from coast to coast, the wall is expected to be finished within the next few years. Yeah. There's nothing else to say about that, really, is it? I guess we can mention that trade is now allowed through. Trade is now established.
Like through the wall? Like, isn't the goal... Yeah, that's something we have to kind of clarify. Like, how open is the trade relationship between the Penbai and the Raxians? Is it not open? Is it pretty, like, it's fine?
I think it's open to merchants, but not open to Raxian military. Like, soldiers aren't allowed to go north of the wall, but merchants are.
Okay, just like a soft understanding of commerce is commerce.
Yeah, exactly. But okay. I do think Raxian merchants aren't treated as well as Cawr merchants, for example, and they have to kind of know someone to get by. The connections matter, and wishes over time matter.
Okay. I mean, I think if it has to do with trade, was there a comment?
I was about to say that maybe that should be mentioned either in this section describing the area or in the Varanus' wall.
Okay, how about this? Like, what if the Varanus wall is like construction is slow because nearby Raxians enjoy taking their cut of allowing merchants north. Like, they're kind of dragging their feet. They're dragging their feet a little bit because once the wall's up, it'll be harder to do trade, and this is like a big thing for like the praetor to be like, no, we're gonna build the wall.
I don't know. My instance for that is not because once the wall is up, trade will still happen. They'll just have to pay tolls, and if they're just paying tolls to generals now anyway, then I don't think that really makes much difference.
Okay, all right. So not that then.
We want to talk about the fighting that's happening at the wall, right? Shouldn't that be like an untold secret that the north isn't as secured as Raxians and the Doban and the Regin want everyone to think they are? And they are.
I mean, we do talk about. we mentioned that in the lore book, right? In the core book about raiders constantly raiding it.
Yeah, but we mentioned that here yet?
No, we haven't. So we can put it here.
Yeah.
And it could be, and we can mention that it's with the assistance. I mean, the rare lore is it would be with the assistance of the Doban tribe.
Doban and Daedica, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Gaydok is like organizing people to like raid when it's opportune.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's say construction is slow because the north or the border is not as secure as the Rexians want it to be perceived as. Why do I want to say that? As Rexians would tell. Construction.
As Rexian,
Yeah, constantly.
Have you believe?
Have you believe? That's it. Thank you. Word. Have you believe?
Yes.
Want us to believe. They're constantly being harassed by Bardic rebels. And then the rare law is these Bardic rebels actually have backing from the Dolben tribe. They were spelled wrong. Dolben tribe and there you go. Was it? Should we just do Gaydok instead? And Daedica's kind of.
I would say Gaydok.
Yeah.
Tacit approval from Daedica.
Gaydok's loyalists. Loyalists with tacit approval. Daedica. So wait, from Dolben tribe. Gaydok. Let's do Gaydok loyalists and 5 warriors. Yeah. So, like, paid by the warriors are doing it. Brennan Daedica's not stopping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's actually significant. I say. I don't know what that means, but more than just backing. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Rexian forts.
Wait, then I want to say here, is this where we say trade? Trade. Merchants are freely allowed. Merchants are allowed to pass. How do I say this? Just merchants are allowed to pass.
Yeah.
Pass through the border, the wall. Passes through the wall. Both ways. Merchants are allowed to pass through the wall both ways.
Sure. I mean, reciprocally.
Pass both north and south. Allowed to pass.
Or passage north and south it's some kind of reciprocal agreement, right? Mm-hmm. Where they're both allowed to go
through the wall. Yeah. I guess maybe I want to say only small groups of travelers, merchants are allowed passage both north and south through the wall. Something like that.
Yeah.
Implication being, any large groups or armed bands. So travelers and merchants are allowed to pass through the wall. How do I say south and north? Either side of the wall, through the wall, both ways. Why am I
only small groups are allowed to pass
through the wall in either direction.
Either direction's fine.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now then. That's fine. Okay, Rexian forts. 3 arbiters oversee the operations of the largest military fort south of Varanus' wall. Well, I guess you mean close to near Varanus' wall. All Rexian forts are south of Varanus' wall, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Francis Wall, up to 1 of Exoldanium, up to 2 of Nerolamium, and up to 3 of the Victrix, yeah. And just to make sure I know where these are, I'm checking the map. Oh, so we're not including Segontium there. No.
No, Segontium is in the Pen Levy section.
Yeah. Okay, shit, dude. Yeah, I don't think Nerolamium is a 4, and I think Exoldanium is run by the Cawr.
Okay, what is... Is it?
Yeah, I think I tried to mention this to you before as well, but maybe it got lost.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was mistaken because there was no. I thought I did a search, but yeah, that was that.
No,
it's
just the icon on the map. The design of the icon is Varlic, not Rexian.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that means. Okay. Bonehead mood on my part. My bad. I thought it was.
But I think it's. I don't know. I think maybe we discussed at some point. Like I think it's a Varlic fort, but it's kind of run by Rexians. Like I don't know what to do with it. And I guess the answer is that I think my instincts is that it was a Pen Baith fort that the Pen Cawr overran, and now it's been handed over to the Rexians because of Renis's Wall. I think it has like a multi-layered like history to it.
History.
Yeah. So it might have been the former. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Let's make it the former, like capital of this of the.
Sure.
Of the
yeah, that would make sense.
Celereni, because they have to live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like it could be that or Nerolamium. I mean both. Let's say it's a former Celereni fort. Maybe Nerolamium used to be their capital, like their main town. And
I see.
Now they've been like renamed.
I see.
Yeah.
And so is Deva Victrix like a new?
That is new. Yeah, that's like Rexian build Conquest Fort.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure then, because traditionally the Pen Baith are building their shit in trees. Are these still on top of a tree?
Not all their shit is built in trees. But yes, you're right. So I would say, actually, we should decide. Maybe we shouldn't decide this now, but I kind of want to decide this now. Because the question is, how far south did this forest go? Like, should Nerolamium? Do we want Nerolamium also to be a former Pen Baith town now built on top of or beneath of Wasted Walls, or is that not? Is that too far south?
I think that's. I mean, I can go either way on it. I think that might be. I think it might be okay. It would make sense. Okay, so obviously it's just I'm looking at the map, and it's just like a map. So there's like a lot of hills. Like it could be that it just basically goes up to those hills.
Yeah.
That are right before Nerolamium.
Yeah.
And then maybe right west of that of the river. Like, is Deva Victrix also part of their forest? Like, did the forest go all the way down to the Argol? No, it couldn't have because of the river.
Yes, I think what we should do is we should say that where that bridge is next to Nerolamium, like that's kind of where the forest kind of reached, that kind of southern point. And Nerolamium was the main trading hub. Like that used to be where that used to be the border town between the forest and the south.
Sure.
And that's where all the trade used to happen between the south and the north of Avarnum. And then Oxeldanium was the major fortress or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, at this.
You go.
Well, the issue here is just like to get all this information in. I feel like now that we just need like 3 new entries. Like they should like. Can you fit all that under? Yeah, can you fit that all under Rexian Fort?
Yeah, you're right. That was. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I kind of wanted to lock them in together to make it a simpler thing. Yeah, you're right.
But if they're interesting, I mean, we can still try to keep it short. But I just think that's a lot of information to lump into one heading like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe that's fine. Especially because, I think that's probably fine.
I think whatever this presence thing is, that should be condensed and become part of the intro section. Because that's talking about
Yeah, it kind of is already. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So I'll put this up here, and I'll work on this.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, you're right.
And then make two, and then make three. Make each of those a thing. Yeah.
All right, I'm reluctant, but yeah, you're right. We should do that. So.
Well, yeah. I'm not right. It's right for the section.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pen cower section's kind of massive, but that's probably fine. I feel like we didn't give it as much attention as it needed in the core book and in Fairy Queen. So this is us just doing our due diligence.
Yeah, but now I'm just more excited about it anyway. So now I just feel like there's more I want to say about it. I think. Okay, so then let me make this separate section. So I want to say that this is a former Bive ground fort of the Solveni, conquered by the what's that tribe name? Regin.
Yeah.
And handed over to the Raxians. So hodgepodge of architecture, and harassment, I guess, or raids. Frequent raids. I don't know. I'll think more about it in a second. And then there's Nerulanium, Orma, Silureni, trade town at the edge of the. I forgot what we named the forest. I think Silures Forest. Siluri Forest. I forget. I'll have to look it up.
Silures. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
It's up top somewhere. I think it's in the opening section. It talks about the different regions.
Silurian Forest.
Silurian.
Well, you said Silurian. You said Silurian off the cuff. I don't know if that's what you said.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Town on the edge of the Silurian Forest. Now. Maybe that one was a canopy town, and so it's built on the same location, but it has none of the same structure. Raid, canopy town at the edge of the forest. With south of the Farland at the edge of the Silurian Forest. Now built by Cawr and Raxians. Then there's Victrix, which is
new, like the new one, right?
Yeah, that is Raxian fort built to claim Reni territory. It is. How close is it to the wall? It's pretty close, right?
It is very close.
Yeah. It is where wall construction began. Yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
And it's a proper fort.
Right. So yeah, I will expand upon these.
Yeah, I might do it as well. I want to do some more reading about these places.
If you already have in your head exactly what you want to say about them, then
not yet, but I think I will do. Yeah.
Yeah. So feel free.
Okay. Stream chat. I hate it when this happens. Like where something feels like it's done, and then there's something like nitpicky about it in my mind. It's like, no, I want to do this a different way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's part of the process.
I know, but I wish it wasn't. Like, could just leave it as it was, and just move on.
I mean, what's funny is, how many pages is this book going to be?
3,000.
But no, I mean, like we're gonna publish like 250 pages.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've already written like 400 pages.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But that's just how it is when you're a.
Oh, you mean because of rewriting? Yeah. So
yeah. We have so much stuff that we've written that isn't making it into the book.
Yeah, I know.
Just because we've written it, but that's part of the process. That's part of creativity, and that's okay.
Yeah. So the key thing is we're not adding anything here, but I don't think we need to. There's already enough going on.
We're separated. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to do the last section?
Okay. I do, but I kind of want to do it off.
But I guess I'll do that off stream as well.
Yeah. I kind of do it off stream because you're starting to do the thing where you keep disconnecting from me, and I can't like understand you.
Shoot. Actually, Zylphia and OG Majestic Wolf, if you're still here, do I ever cut out for you guys, or is it just for Kurt? Do you ever miss what I'm saying?
Yeah, is it just a me thing?
Because that's important for us to know.
Yeah, onegaishimasu. If you let us know if you hear Darren cutting out or either of us cutting out, because okay, just on my end, yeah. I don't know why that is. It could be just because I'm in Japan or something.
Yeah, could be. I think it's a Discord thing. I think it's because I think the stream is getting my voice directly from my mic, but you're getting my voice through Discord, and Discord might be cutting out. That has to be the reason.
I see. Okay. No, well, yeah.
So that's on my end. I need to change settings. What I should do is I should ask other friends that I Discord with if it's been happening with them as well. That's what I should do. I'll do that.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I would love to know what you said because you cut out again, but that's fine.
Really?
I trust your judgment.
Well, now I'm concerned because I'm seeing like the green thing light up, which is telling me that I'm coming through. So then maybe it is a problem with your end. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll look into it. Maybe I need to update Discord or something. So
anyway,
in any case.
Yes, you want to stop here, not do the Eastern Claim, yeah? Save that for another time.
Yeah. We're at 2 hours for the stream, so I'm just like, that's fine. We can just keep working on stream. But thank you for joining us.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah, you should stop. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and I was Kurt, and this was Darren, and thank you Zylphia, and thank you Phobomancer for joining. I'm assuming you're not a bot. I hope you're not a bot, and OG Majestic Wolf for hanging out and listening to us talk. We'll be back next Thursday, same.
Yeah, next Thursday. Do you think we'll be doing the Monk, or do you think we'll be doing?
I love that you're not a bot, Phobomancer. I love that. You have no idea.
Welcome.
I love humans.
Yeah.
Okay, like controversial. I think humans are better than bots. Controversial, I know.
But you're a backer? Do you know our project, or you just randomly popped in?
Zylphia says, "Oh yeah, Discord. Please come to the Discord. Join the Discord." Zylphia, the Mistress of Riddles, is putting some new riddles up.
Riddle today, and
okay, I'll check it out.
I feel like I should know the answer to that I don't know the answer to, and it's going to require me to do some reading, but then it feels like reading is cheating, So yeah, I want other people to.
Reading is cheating. Cultures that invented reading usually had an advantage over cultures that did not. So
God should.
Reading is tech. Yeah, it's a niche riddle, she says.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right, thank you so much, Mistress of Riddle.
Do you think next week we'll be doing Penavunk secrets, or do you think we'll be doing a God's secrets? Working on a God section. Well, we're not sure. We'll find out.
I hope we're doing the Otherworld Secrets next week. So that's the goal. The goal is to do Otherworld Secrets next week.
Okay.
But there's still a chance that.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see. We'll find out next week. Yeah. You'll find out with the rest of us, guys.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, guys and gals, and have a great night. We will see you later, and enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.